Hi guys, it's me, Joseph Anderson again, and for this video that I will be dedicating to my birthday month in June of the year 2025, I have a confession to make. I am a bit of a Matrix fanboy. Yes, I have all movies as well as all the Animatrix movies, well, episodes, I should say. So I'm gonna cover all the all the different mini stories for you guys on my channel here, and my fanboydom demands it. So there are 9 of these, so I'm gonna try to cover each one by one, even though one of them is like a 2-parter type of deal, part 1, part 2. So that's the next one in the bunch, the second Renaissance. But for right now, I'm gonna be talking about this one, the last flight of the Osiris. And this is also very interesting because it ties directly into the movie, the Matrix Revolution. Matrix Revolution, and the game Enter the Matrix, which I haven't played yet. Whatever. So I'm going to be talking about that now. Now it's important to know that these type of episodes have like each separate art style, visual style or style plot. Now one of them I think it's like a film noir type inspired thing, and this one just happens to be one that's in 3D animation. It's pretty damn good too, pretty good animation. So without further ado, here we go with the last flight of the Osiris. Now you might wonder where the name Osiris comes from, where in the lore it comes from. Well, it turns out that in the Matrix Revolution, there's a ship that warns of the massive army that's coming to Zion, which kind of has a little bit of a plot hole to begin with, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But this one is really good because the first thing we see in this movie is a fight with sword between 2 combatants, and it's like a training program for them. So it's not very it's more reminiscent of the fighting scene from the first Matrix movie between Neo and Morpheus. Now that being said, there is no actual physical harm brought to these digital resolutions of these 2 combatants, just a close call, which that's kind of funny when you think about who they are. And but the funny is that both of these 2 people are like different races, but the races tend to be seen as being the most beautiful one in the bunch. For example, the girl Zue is agent person, an agent woman, and the other person, a black guy, an African American guy, and when they fight, they actually do good choreography and stuff like that. But as they get undressed, slowly and surely, it's kind of revealed that those 2 are kind of lovers in real life, in the real Matrix. So it's funny that when the guy cuts her silk satin robe to pieces, It falls to the ground. He peeks from under his blindfold. He has the boat blindfolded. He sees a beautiful Asian body there, which is kind of weird because, there's nobody is fat, ugly, or any way deformed in any residual digital makeup and stuff for these people. They're all very hot, very attractive, very good looking. They can speak perfect English and whatever, what have you. So anyway, as they do fancy tricks and flips and stuff like that, try to train to learn to throw one another. Keep in mind that the girl is only holding up, only wearing a robe and the regular underwear, because this is a PG-13 movie or episode or whatever. So they didn't want to show any naughty bits. With the guy, he's wearing a cotton top to it and pants. So when the girl slices off his pants, after doing like a weird throwing of her sword and then doing two little backflips and to catch up with it and stuff, they don't show him. You just show up, lives in a pearl blindfold, and saying, I like what I see. Right before the alarm bell goes off, and they're put into the real world again. None of that gory pulling out the jacket stick from the back of the head or anything, but they insert into the girl's head. Anyway, they return back to regular space, and they are on Thaddeus' ship. Turns out that he's the captain of the ship, the USS Enterprise. Not really, he's the commander of, I guess they call it the Osiris ship. And on that, they end up fighting a bunch of those squidgies, those sentinels, as they attack the ship. So they make it to the surface of the Earth. It's just dominated, covered in sentinels and squidgies. But and it was really weird because it was proven that these two are lovers, because right before they end up going back to the real world, they end up trying almost sharing a kiss. It's like cut bugged by an alarm. I know how that feels. The virgin alarm was set off by the alarm, by the squiddies. So anyway, they have to go through. They all view the whole ship's crew use a giant invasion force going to drill baby drill to Zion, and they have to warn Zion about this. Why they just don't send a direct communication to them, I don't know. But they gotta go through the matrix, and then they gotta deposit like a video recording device, like a videotape cassette, and mail it to them. I don't know why that's a good idea, because the matrix is like encoded and stuff, so everyone, all the architect and the other machines are only watching it. So I don't get why they thought it'd be cheap to deposit something in the matrix to deliver to Zion of such importance. Also, a little plot hole that I mentioned before about the whole drilling part of it, that they're telling down to Zion to reach them and destroy them as efficiently and quickly as possible. Yeah, that's something that's I wondered about that. The architect says that the current one from the first trilogy of movies is like the sixth version of it, and will get more efficient as we go along. The destroying Zion, the capital of human resistance, a lot faster than human beings. But yeah, I wonder how is it that it can do this? I mean, what do the Sentinels just refill the tunnels when we can get done with destroying Zion one time, and then when they reset again, they fill the holes again, and then just drill them again when it comes time to kill humans again. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. The only it would make sense would be if Zion were to move locations from one spot to another spot to another spot to another spot. You know, with each new reset of the Matrix. No, it doesn't make sense. It can't make the machine look like complete dopes. That they kind of drilling the same holes again. So anyway, they figure out that crew has to get warning to Zion about this, and the rest of the resistance too. And then when they do it, they see bigger column of Sentinels coming toward them, and then that he says, "Go now." So then the crew members turn the big ass ship around, and then they go into the tunnels again. Again now, Matrix 2, Matrix Reloaded, and they do this, and they show them all shooting backwards as Sentinel eventually overwhelm the ship and destroy the ship and whatnot. Now, in the meantime, Dewey eject into the Matrix, do all the backflips and go deliver the tape recording to a mailbox, which I feel like a time capsule where this came from, because back then cassette tapes was all the rage. You know, the big rectangular recording device that we all don't know of, at least my age. So anyway, they're doing this. No, in the real world, they're fighting the robots all the way away from it. And in the Matrix world, Dewey is applying her acrobatics and all that stuff to make it to a mailbox. Now, I like the way Dewey moves in this. You know, apart from me, it's like the Asian girl in a tight leather outfit on. I guess when you're in the Matrix, of course, don't mean anything for rich clothes like satin robes and leather outfit and and that kind of thing. You know, clothes don't matter for them that much. So anyway, she's doing the acrobatics, and I love when she does the split on the power pole, the power grid there, and I love when she does like click up into a ball to do all the get back all bars and stuff, and then make it to the floor with the same ripple effect as Neo in at least one of the movies I get with Matrix 2. Reloaded. That was like really funny. But about the Tekken scene, I could swear that the ship had to be parked for you to be able to eject someone in, for stability purposes, and probably to make sure that the ejecting in don't move into the person's skull without any type of messing up or twisting around or any of that nature. But that could just be just part of the movie. Anyway, she took me. They showed that the Sentinels eventually overrun the ship, and they take out the gunners as well as some of the power pods that keep the thing afloat. So its big ass ends up dragging over the ground, or whatever you could call that stuff, mechanical pipe work. And let's see here. They show the ship actually, the Sentinel breaking into the armor of the ship and then destroying all the crew members until only Osiris left guarding Julia's body, which is actually really sweet, really tender. And that he tried to use the same lightning gun as a Cypher, but did in the first Matrix movie to fight against Neo, and he used that to fight against the Sentinels, like a less-trained effort. And then in that case, then Julie ends up going to a mailbox, bumping off an old lady that's gonna deliver her mail to, drop off her mail into it. And she said, "Oh, sorry, I was in my own world." That could be a reference to the whole, Matrix being a separate reality of what people should living in now. All that. But my question is, why couldn't if the agents and the machines knew that Dewey was a rogue person trying to inform the resistance that what was going to happen to them, why couldn't they just make it lead into a agent himself and then blow away and blow Dewey away? With her blind timing, with a gunshot or something. So she eventually delivered the package that will make the movie and the game possible. But it's actually kind of funny that she does this, but yet the woman just goes about her business like nothing happened, and that Julie is and it's like, oh, it's very important, this package, and then she hopes it gets delivered, which it does. That's how the movie progresses and the game progresses and whatnot. But then she calls up on her cell phone, lists the password that is, and then the ship gets self-destructs, and then she drops dead right there because her real body is dead in the real world, and therefore there's nothing to sustain her body, her essence in the Matrix world, the fantasy world. I like this little short. It was pretty funny. It was very groovy. Only like 6 minutes long. And it was a pretty good little side story that had to the Matrix mythos. But I got questioned why Dewey was able to give the rebel command to self-destruct in the ship using a cell phone that was based in the Matrix, unless she had a direct line to the ship. And second of all, why would the ship have a regular password, like naming the captain, you would think it'd be a little more complex than that. Like any ship, any machine could potentially probe the ship for like the crew, for like naming the captain. So like, oh, this is the password. How easy is that? Let me think. Maybe the other ship captains have the names as the password to their own ship. Like Nebuchadnezzar or some other ship of our enemies. I love the Dojo scene too. I also like the fact that Osiris is the first one to look at the Asian body that be kind of like a sexual thing that men are more attracted to women and should make of that we will. Also, I like I like the way Goldie is very acrobatic in the Matrix, and when she goes to the powerful bread too. Which, by the way, thank God she didn't switch places with Captain Thaddeus, because that would have been very awkward for him to go through the pipes, be like him going falling through the pipes and go out. We all know that men are less athletically based than women are. So that women when him go out as he fell down and hit the ground hard on his head or something. But yeah, I actually like this a lot. I can't wait to see the next one. The second Renaissance Part 1. Because that's really awesome. I love that short. And Part 2. So, and you know what the last flood of Osiris is so important. And I think that the name of the Osiris goes hand in hand with the whole Nebuchadnezzar being named after a biblical king or tyrant. I think Osiris might have to do with the ancient Egyptian religion. So there might be like a trend about naming the ships after some kind of a mythological or spiritual beings, whatever, in various mythology. I wouldn't be surprised if it named something after like a Norse god or kind of a other spiritual mythology. So I thank you for watching my video on the review of the last flight of the Osiris. It was a good 3D animated side story of the Matrix. It was very groovy and very nice. I especially like to see Dewey in her skin piece. And yeah, that was really fun. But I like the way everyone over there was healthy, good looking, not fat or anything, not unattractive. Oh, and that's like that in real life for some reason too. I could think of many people who are unattractive in real life that would love to have the digital image look like a goddess or a god. Well, no, they did that. I wonder how long it took them to get like that. It took me about 2 years to get to be like what I do, where I am. And thank you for watching that. The last Flight of Osiris review. I did this for my birthday month in June 2025. And as you can imagine, Like give this my happy face seal of approval, because it's awesome. It's awesome that tied into the movies. And it's good fun story that we didn't know we wanted, but we still got it anyway. If you guys like what you see here, and you want to see more of my videos, and you can always like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Or if you want, give me any more future input on my future videos. You can always contact me by calling me or texting me at my number at 631-707-3707. And if you want, you can follow me on Twitter or X if you prefer at PMasterPro. Also, you can get my email at jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So all you guys who like cyberpunk animation or science fiction or the Matrix movies in general, definitely recommend it to you guys. Anyone that likes the kind of stuff, peace out, my brothers and sisters. And that will be well there. Yeah. Aloha, Victor, Judge Chow, Vincent, to all you girls and guys in Ninja Land. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.